Here. Thanks, Mark.
Hello together. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure for me to talk a few minutes about the Swiss coach education for elite coaches in Switzerland. It would be interesting maybe to get in contact with different other systems, coaching systems in your country. Maybe you can connect us if you have a coach education in your country. That would be very nice. But first of all, I would like to start and show you a little bit what we are doing. So what is the Swiss coach education doing? It's much about this. We design and organize education programs and training sessions for elite coaches or performance or elite coaches in Switzerland. We have different sessions. We try to bring the knowledge to the coaches. We try to do this in a way very close to their practical day work. And we have different sections in the Swiss coach education. One is education. We have different products like the conferences, seminars, where we invite coaches to come here. We speak about different topics. We have seminars, smaller seminars, where we get together the best coaches in Switzerland, connect them with each other. It's a lot about learning, sharing, networking. We have different forms of guidance. We try to help the coaches, individual support to develop, to improve their skills, coaching, supervision, case advice, coach to coach, crisis interventions, meditation. There are different forms. We work one-to-one with coaches. So one other part is exam and certifications. It's possible in Switzerland to do a federal certificate of higher education, also an advanced federal diploma for professional coaches. So we do a lot about we organize these tests. We have the responsibility for the recognition of other diplomas from other countries. This is a big part. This is mostly what we do. We have a vision, and this vision is very clear. The coach is in the focus. We try to help, to support, to prepare the coaches for their Aufgabe, for their job. And this job is pretty easy. They have to discover the potential of their athletes. And we would like to prepare them and support them so they can do a pretty good job. And that guy, I think this Mr. Lüthi, he does an amazing job. I think his athlete almost reached his potential. We'll see. Maybe there is some more space left. Who we are? The Swiss Coach Education, we are a team with 12 employees, staff members. It looks every morning like this. Almost. There are the traditional training suits they were wearing here in Macklingen 50 years ago. It's like a retro. We're a small team. We're working with a lot of specialists, Dozenten from different areas, and we invite them. We organize the training programs, and you will see they are on different levels. This picture you're gonna learning to know in this session after me. You will remember these 5 bubbles. This is the athlete pathway, and it's almost the same for coaches. There is like a coaching system, and build up on this pathway. We have the foundation level, and the first step. It's in the responsibility from Jugend und Sport, Youth and Sports program. It's a pretty big program. I don't know if you already heard about this. It's a famous program. There are 80 different sports involved, having their own education in their sport. After this base, after this level, our part starts with on this talent level. The coaches working with talents, with elite players or mastery athletes, they will be in. Oh yeah, they come to us to get their education. There are these 4 different levels, the same colors. You see, we have J&S Leiter, that's the first step. We have the talent level, we have the elite level, and we have the mastery level. We have different programs, as I told you, this certification for a higher education and training. This is like a recognized job by the federal institution. We have the mastery level, the diploma. Here, different programs like the Olympic coach program. We like to prepare. We try to prepare the Olympic coaches for the games. We try to prepare youth coaches for the yoke and different multi-sport events. In numbers, it looked like this. We have a big base with the Jugend und Sport coaches. We're talking about more than 50,000 coaches. The youth level, there are around 2,500 active coaches working on the field. And on the highest level, this is in the responsibility of Jugend und Sport, federations, and this is the level, the Swiss coach education, taking hand of the coaches. Actually, we have around 100 coaches every year in our programs, different programs. We have around 300 and 500 coaches. They come after their finished level to have like Wiederholungskurse, like repeating courses. This is mainly what we do in the coach education. Now, what are the main challenges for a coach education system? We think one big challenge is the digitalization. It's, you know as me, it's a big challenge. It's a big chance. It's also not so easy to handle. I will show you how we handle this challenge. There are a lot of questions at the moment in the education system about lifelong learning. How can we mix? How can we prepare coaches? They never quit on a level. They always continue. It's important to be always state of the art, to get in contact with the news, with knowledge. This is one big challenge. Another one is we are doing education on the job. All of them are working in different teams with athletes. So how can we compare their education with their work? How can we manage the timing when they are here in Macklingen or maybe in Tenero or somewhere else? They're missing their team, their athletes. This is a big challenge. This is one important part. How can we get some really strong personalities? I think the difference between a good coach and a great coach, it's maybe passion. It's you have to be a freak, some a little bit crazy, and how we can build up these personalities. There are the big challenges we're facing, and we started a new concept. We started last year. And we tried to put up a new education system or education programs. And these are 5 bullet points we think they are really important to change in the coaching system. First of all, we tried to put up a education framework. So we mix together coaches. There are maybe junior coaches or mastery coaches. They're mix up, getting a network or sharing their knowledge. This is an important part. Coaches in an education program, they should share or get the experience from coaches, mastery coaches, for example. This is an important part. We tried to individualize their way on education. So even all of them are elite sport coaches. They have different Anforderungen. What's that? Expectations, maybe? Tasks, challenges. And how can we set up a program for their needs in the praxis? And this is one important part, I think. They have so less time for the education. How can we use this time optimal? We focus on the personal development, like their soft skills are often more important than their knowledge in a specific topic. Often the great coach is, as I told you, it's about passion, it's about innovation and stuff like this is sometimes more important than how to explain like some facts. We build up a system with coach developers. It means there are like partners. They're coming out from these sports. We work with several different sports and disciplines. We can't be on top on every sport, but we have like a member of the federation, maybe an experienced coach working with a young trainee. And we build up this coach developer system, working in learning tandems and stuff like this. We try to use the technology and the possibilities of new media to force the social learning to be as less as possible or not as it needs to be here, so they can do their own coaching programs often at home or good preparing before the courses, so we don't have them or we just have them a couple of days here, like weeks, and they're back on track to work. This is like a coaching concept we started. Now it looks like this. We have programs on the lower level, higher level, mastery level. Here it's like a class. They're coming and having a couple of courses together in a class, and this is a lot of possibilities to have their own courses and days in specific topics they want to know more. This is the Aus- und Weiterbildungsstruktur. This is the part of the exams where they can pass a test, and there are some different more offers like these conferences, like guidance and coach support by site. We have built a planner where they can plan their own education way, and maybe it's just on German, and French, but it could be interesting maybe to watch out there on the internet. Yeah. Jörg.
Okay, do we have any questions? Wait, I think we need the microphone because of the...
Okay, just some specific information. Do you know how many professional coaches you are having in Switzerland, all in all?
All in all, we can't say a number because we know how many are in working for the federation, working for the clubs, but there are a lot more coaches working one-to-one with athletes. As I showed you this number, maybe I can, oops, sorry, Mendu. All right. We're talking around 500 coaches, elite coaches. They're where I can't say how much percentage they are working. This is the coaches we are in contact with.
Do you need diploma for those coaches who are working like a professional position in federations or clubs or in Olympic committees? Do you need that diploma?
Yes and no. Yes, different sports, they have diplomas needed for on a level like football. You need the UEFA Pro license to coach an elite team. There is also, if you want to get money, receive money from Swiss Olympic, from BASPO, then you need a diploma. This qualification is important. But there are coaches without diploma working with athletes. Yeah. I don't know. I would say about 50% of all sports, they have like qualification needed.
Maybe, yeah, I'm just wondering that you already do that, but you have a lot of international federations in your country.
Yep.
How much of this benefit are you using for these programs? Having here a lot of international federations in Switzerland, Lausanne especially, and those, how much of the benefit of having there are you taking for your education programs? Because each international have a coach education programs.
Yeah.
And how you can benefit of that? You're using this somehow or what?
Yeah, sometimes it's we got some very interesting speakers, and the connection. Like I was telling you a little bit about we have this conference. It's Macklinger Trainertagung. This is very useful to use their network to get the best speakers on the world. But often. The federations in Switzerland, they have top shots in administration and organizing a federation, and we need top shots for coaches, and often they are all over the world.
Hi,
Hi.
Warwick Forbes from Australia. Just a comment.
Yeah.
In Australia, we have a coach education system very similar to this, with 3 steps: level 1 coach, level 2, level 3. So for me, it's one of the most important things we can be doing in our country is to educate coaches. So I congratulate you on doing a fantastic course. However, we have had, in Australia, we've imported many overseas coaches, Chinese coaches, ex-Soviet coaches.
Yep.
And when I look at the stages of 4, I would say some of the Chinese gymnastic coaches that come, I rank them as 8. Some of the Russian track and field coaches, 8, 7. I had other East German coaches. So what's the step? What's the difference between Australia's 1, 2 and 3, Switzerland's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and how come they come to our country and I classify them as 8, a level 8 coach? And is that true in other countries? Just a comment.
Yeah, it's a good comment. a difficult part. We are responsible for the recognition of their coaching level. Qualification framework. Yes, exactly. But we have a lot of coaches. At the moment, it's about around 100 and 150 coaches. They sending and apply for their education every year, and we try to put them on the right level. And often, as you told, there are countries it's very difficult to read a curricula from Russia or stuff like this to compare what they have done. And the different...
What do you see as the difference between your top master coach and an ex-Soviet or Chinese coach? What's the difference? Why are they so much better? That's my experience in Australia.
Why they are much better?
They are.
At the end of the day, it's the same not only in Australia or in Switzerland, but I guess everywhere else in our systems. This is only giving a coach certification of the formal education, but it's the same not only with coaches but with experience. And I'm using this term explicitly: performance scientist. You get a sports science education, that doesn't make you a good performance scientist, and this comes with your social skills, which you either have or have not, and your experience in the field, which you either have or get or you don't get it. And over with the years, then you get from this level 4 to level 8 by just being around and living and breathing performance sport. It's an education at the end of the day. It can't give you the experience we need, because at the end of the day, there is no script to get a Roger Federer from a group of young tennis players. I pick him and make him the next one. I guess that's the answer, I guess, for all of us, and also for all of our administrators. The administrators can only get an education in managing a performance center, but then getting the soft skills right is just the experience, and that's the reason why that's the short resource and not the training facilities we've got.
The only thing I would add to that is I think that those countries usually place more importance on coaching. And so I think their education is longer, it's more intense, it's broader than we do in most other countries.
As well, because you can also turn this then around. I mean, the Kiwis, they picked, if I'm not completely misinformed, they picked a Swiss coach as their coach for the shot putters, right? So it comes around in circles, right?
In which?
New Zealand, the shot put, Kugelstoßen.
Okay, it's Jean-Pierre Ecker, yeah.
He's a Swiss coach,
Yeah.
so Swiss-made coach, and the Kiwis buy him in. So it comes around in circles. Well, not anymore. The athlete is gone. You need athletes and a coach.
But I would like to add, to Dave nog her, Jörg?
Yeah, it's fine.
I would like to add, it's great to get their experience from foreign coaches. They bring in new ideas and new angles, point of views, how to work. So, I mean, this could be very inspiring. We are a little bit afraid they're coming in and 2 years after they're away. And how can we use this time, learn from them, learn from each other? And my experience is not all of them are very interested to share their knowledge. That's the reason why they are here. Why should I share my knowledge with somebody else so I can lose my job if I'm out? All of my knowledge is out. But there are just a few of them. Most of them, they are very inspiring, and it's great to work with them. Even there are sometimes just a short time here.
In Switzerland, we try to put a lot of money into this coach education because we believe that we want to have more better Swiss coaches in the future. But on the other side, we do understand the federations, if they know there's expertise in another country, that they buy it. I mean, that helps them and that helps the Swiss high-performance system too. We try to find a good mixture in between, and that's why, for example, we started this program with the knowledge sharing. And there's another part, it's a financial part. For a Polish coach, you get 2 Polish coaches for 1 Swiss coach. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, some points which might be important for the successful coaches. One is, of course, the huge motivation. So I have been following the coaches in 3 different countries and in many disciplines, and nowadays there are not many coaches who are really giving everything, thinking nights and days how the things could be made better, which is one of the basic quality to really make a result. And another one is like you can set whatever coach's education system, but if I'm bit black and white, which I'm really I am, because my father was engineer, so I'm son of engineer, thinking black and white. But when I'm thinking Finnish sport, and I can see that we are having quite high level respected position, also okay paid position in ice hockey. I can see that the material which is coming into ice hockey, I mean, what kind of qualities, what kind of personalities we are getting, targeting to be good coach in ice hockey. There are a lot of and high level potential to be on the high level in coaching, but many other disciplines are not having that kind of material. Yep. Coach are probably more and more also leader of the groups and leader of the processes, and they need to have management and leadership qualities, and those are not very easily taught. So
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Maybe just 1 or 2 sentences. This education framework or coach education. I think one, I had it on a slide, the personalization of their way. I think this is one of the key factor in the future. So what bring the coaches into the start of their education, and what do they need? It's, I think this one very important part. So we always start with an assessment. We want to see what they already know and what they want to learn. Maybe we can discover some black windows for them, what they should going to know, and then we try to set up their own way. And we have 20 coaches starting next month, and we have 20 different ways. And sometimes they're together, and sometimes they're going their own way. And I think this is an important part. We're talking days and nights about individualization by the athletes, by the training sessions, and we haven't. I can just talk for Switzerland. We haven't done it in the coach education. All of them had going through the same program, and I think that could be a good step for us in Switzerland to help them reaching their goals or discover their potential. So this is I think the most important new part of our system. And as you told, I think this personality, it's an important part. How to reflect and how they're going to learn, how they are organized. We want them to develop their own personality. So this will be a big part in the future as well.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank you very much.